Hi, this is Alessio. Hope you're well. In this video, we're going to take a look at the #1 news story, which everybody's talking about, and how it affects this particular stock I'm looking at here, Boeing. Why? Why am I looking at Boeing? Because I'm sure you probably know by now that the big news story right now is about Boeing 737 MAX 8 jets. As you might have heard, in fact, the major news story right now is that Boeing and the FAA have agreed that all airlines that fly the 737 MAX 8 jet should be grounded. They're all grounded. As you probably heard, there was a major crash just recently in Ethiopia because of the Ethiopian Airlines crash. And according to recent reports, they found that there's a similarity between the flight path of this particular airline, this particular crash, and the one some months ago on the Lions Air. So there's apparently some kind of new evidence that suggests maybe they're related. Now, let me just say one thing about this. So what seems to be the case is that a lot of folks right now, a lot of people in the media seem to be thinking that the reason for the air crash might be mechanical failure. Now, I got to be honest with you, I'm skeptical about this. I don't think the reason is mechanical failure, and I'll tell you why. One of my favorite television programs is called Air Crash Investigation. I've probably seen every single episode of Air Crash Investigation probably 2 or 3 times. And if you, like me, have seen these episodes, these television programs about air crashes and all that, you will notice a pattern, and that is this. The number one cause of airplanes crashing is not what the media tells you it is. If you watch the news all the time, you probably think the number one cause is the weather or perhaps mechanical failure. It's not. The number one reason why planes crash is actually, yes, pilot error. 55% of why airplanes crash is because of some mistake that the pilot made. All right, it's not because of weather. Now, there are obviously some explanations which have to do with the mechanical failure. That's about 17%. But let me just say one thing. Even though it says weather here is 13%, let me just make one thing very clear. Weather on its own cannot bring down an airplane. Let me say that again. Bad weather on its own cannot bring down an airplane. For example, what typically happens is that the pilot usually forgets to do something, which then the weather causes it to bring it down. For example, the pilot may forget to de-ice the airplane in icy or cold conditions, and that's what causes the weather, therefore, to have an impact to bring down the airplane. So it's never weather on its own. In fact, this website on its own, on flightdeckfriend.com, says this. This confirms this. It says, aircraft accidents never occurred due to one particular reason. There are always a multitude of factors which contribute towards an air crash or indeed an incident. That's absolutely true. So let's go now and take a look at the chart of Boeing. And by the way, I think before I just talk about Boeing here, my prediction is that after they look at the black boxes, they're looking at the black boxes right now. So after they investigate the FDR, the flight data recorder, and the CVR, and they listen to what the pilots talked about, my prediction is what they're going to find is pilot error. All right, so maybe it's possible that the pilot did something wrong. There might be some mechanical failure, but I doubt it. I don't think they're going to find something wrong with the airplane. But again, let's wait and see. So what about the stock of Boeing? Well, here's the thing. Boeing, as you can see here, very predictably fell. As you can see from the beginning of March, quite a significant drop. It's dropped down to an important area of support, the 100 moving average, and then it's getting close now to the 200 moving average here as well. So 2 layers of support. All right, and the wave count suggests that wave 5 has potentially completed back in by the end of February, beginning of March. I actually agree with this wave count you can see here. By the way, this is our own LT Elliott Waves indicator here, which very nicely shows to us the potential wave count on the chart, which shows to us that the 5-wave move has likely completed, and that waves 3 and 4 have likely completed here back in by December, as we can see here. And by the way, this movement that you see here on this chart, this movement is called in technical analysis as a blow-off top. All right, when the price just suddenly accelerates like this, okay, goes up. This is called a blow-off top, and then you can see just boom, price drops, and it's dropped to an area of support. By the way, this happened on divergence, bearish divergence, as you can see here on the charts. So what I think is going to likely happen next is this. Let's just take a look at this chart over here, and this is the Elliott Waves diagram. And let me just show you, according to this diagram, after the 5 waves complete, usually we get a reversal in the trend, or indeed an ABC type correction. All right. So what we're probably looking at right now is some sort of ABC type correction in the Boeing stock. So it appears, as shown to us right now, that the A wave appears to be already complete. And that means that what we're probably dealing with right now, if the A wave is completing around about here, then likely we're going to have a B wave. B wave will probably take us up to, well, let me show you. If we do a Fibonacci retracement from that high to this low, all right, so let's just do that A wave, B wave, okay, so B waves usually go up to the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. They may occasionally go a bit higher to the 78.6 or 76.4% retracements, but usually they go up to the 61.8. Okay, that's the B wave, and then we should get the final C wave, which would likely to take us down to the 330 region here. All right, so that is the likely path we're dealing with in regards Boeing. All right, guys, so that's a very interesting situation here on Boeing, and I'm very curious to find out what eventually happens with this particular news story. All right, guys, hope this video helps. If it has, please give it a thumbs up, and also please subscribe for future updates as well. Thanks a lot.